A bet so crazy, it just might pay off. You have to listen and hear about this bet that this guy made on this NFL player to win MVP and the payout that might come with it if he wins. This take is presented by Hokeland Farm. Contact Hokeland Farm at 952-491-1541 and get rotationally grazed 100% grass-fed beef, delicious steaks, amazing chuck roasts, and saliva-boosting, saliva-creating beef. All at Hokeland Farm. All better than grocery store meat, high quality, cheaper than grocery store meat. Contact Hokeland Farm at 952-491-1541 and get 20% off your first order by mentioning the Minnesota Tim podcast. Before I dive into this crazy take, or this crazy bet, I should say, there's a video that I saw service online that, if you are my age, is going to bring you back to way back in the day, an all-time throwback moment. This is just for you.
Discover the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school in an exciting instructional video. Baseball World's Defensive Drills video features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky and the same techniques that produced his back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Collegiate Baseball Magazine's editor calls it a masterpiece, the best drill video ever produced. This video is endorsed by top professionals like superstar Fred McGriff.
This is the instructional video that gets results.
The Defensive Drills video benefits players of all ages and ability levels and makes a great gift too, so call now.
I just hope for your sake, for your sanity, that you got to be a part of the Fred McGriff defensive skills commercials back in the day. I'll never forget the part of the clip where they showed technique, the way to field the ball. That just brought me back to my childhood because I saw those commercials on all the time. And I loved baseball when I was a kid, too. So it just struck a different chord, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. So I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, now for the take that someone delivered on a betting website. One bettor, according to Ben Fawkes, that's his real name, Fawkes, Ben Fawkes. One bettor at FanDuel Sportsbook wagered $250 on Sam Darnold at 300-1 odds to win NFL MVP this season. Now, for the good part, the bet would win $75,000. With no regard for human life. Are the chances for Sam Darnold to an MVP this good that you would put $250 on him? Now, I think you have to break down this bet, because if this bettor is putting $250 on Sam Darnold to an MVP, let's just say, for example, he throws out 25 random names, mostly quarterbacks. I'm sure, throw a Bryce Young in there. Why not throw a Russell Wilson in there? Why not throw a Geno Smith in there to an MVP? You put $250 on each of them. Let's say they all are all around 300-1 odds. That's $6,250. If you put $250 on 25 players to an MVP. If something happens where Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen don't win MVP next year, or a Joe Burrow, and someone like this sneaks up into the NFL and has an unbelievable season, a season that would be impossible to recreate even from their own right, and this guy wins $75,000, off one of those guys, because that's what he's doing, right? He's not taking one random bet and say, you know what? I think it's Sam Darnold this year. No, he's finding a list of massive underdogs and putting a lot of money on each of them so that if one of them hits, that's $75,000. And you you invested $6,250 on 25 players at $250 a piece. And if that wins, you gross $69,000. And I'm sure he's doing this across all sports. You know, you see on social media sometimes these crazy parlays that hit, and this guy wins $275,000. But we don't see all the bets this guy makes that don't hit. You know, for these guys to come up with these crazy parlays and hit, they have to have so many parlays that don't hit, and then once upon a time, one crazy-ass one hits. That's what happens. It's not like this guy just randomly decided to go to a betting website and say, you know what? I think I'm going to come up with this crazy parlay and say, you know what? Sam Darnold's going to win MVP. No, that's not the way this works. These guys are professional bettors. They literally do this for their jobs. So they come up with these crazy bets. They come up with these crazy ideas. And you know what? Crazy things happen in sports. Now, Sam Darnold is not going to win MVP.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I don't think it's happening. I don't think there's any chance it's happening. And even if the Minnesota Vikings are 13-4 next year, even if they are 15-2, I don't think it's happening. The reason why is this. Sam Darnold, if the Minnesota Vikings are a successful NFL team this season, which I believe they will be, is not going to be a guy that carries the Minnesota Vikings organization. He's going to be a guy that is a dink and dunk, make a big throw here, make a big throw there. His goal, and the Minnesota Vikings' goal for him, is to be efficient and effective. Those are the two words that Sam Darnold needs to cling to this season to have a successful season with the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are not asking him to go throw the ball 40 times a game, I would hope. They're not going to ask Sam Darnold to be a guy that leads the Minnesota Vikings all the way, 400 yards passing all the way to the Super Bowl. That's not why they brought him in. They brought him in because he could be a steady veteran presence, a bridge quarterback to J.J. McCarthy, and you hope to have success with the guy with weapons like J.J. and Addison. He's the guy that you want to put in place and allow the other guys to do the work because they're that good. You hope that Aaron Jones is healthy so that he can take a big load off of Sam Darnold and the responsibility that he has. You hope the defense is a lot better so that they can take the load off of Sam Darnold. You hope Justin Jefferson stays healthy all season so he can take the responsibility off of Sam Darnold. That is the goal for this season. So this better, I get what he's doing. I get why he's betting $250 on Sam Darnold, and I'm sure $250 on a bunch of other NFL quarterbacks that aren't likely to win MVP, because if he hits, it's $75,000. And any hit like that, you're going to make money. So, but it's not happening. Sam Darnold is not winning MVP because the Minnesota Vikings are not going to ask him to put up MVP numbers. Their offense isn't going to revolve around Sam Darnold throwing 350 passing yards per game and throwing 35 times a game. So, as far as I see it, this better wasted $250 on Sam Darnold. But maybe at the end of the day, he'll be laughing at me because he would have been right. I don't know. We'll see. Everyone, thank you for watching and listening. Hit that subscribe button. And remember to contact Hoagland Farms at 952-491-1541 and get the best rotationally grazed beef around. Grass-fed, too. Everyone, thank you for making this podcast a part of your day.